Bolton Wanderers, big Bolton fan when I was growing up.
How have you coped with the, I don't want to say demise?
Yeah, it's pretty much a demise, isn't it? Yeah, it's like being so involved in football, you kind of distance yourself away from like the fanatical like fandom. So it's like, it's obviously horrible to see what's happened over the last few years, but it seems that they're on the way back hopefully now. Probably the Emirates. That's a nice one, yeah. I've been to most of the other ones, but I think the Emirates is where I've actually played.
What's been the worst place for like, because where you are, you've got fans behind you for 90 minutes. Is there any that are like a nightmare for that?
Leeds is quite bad. Yeah, you get quite a lot of stick at Leeds. I think it's quite like a good thing to do, like put the away fans, like in a lot of your stadiums where they're smaller, they put them right behind the goal, so at least half the time you'd like to think you've got a bit of support, but then like when they put them right in the corner and then you've got both ends for 90 minutes, you're just getting abuse. It's like, yeah, that's good.
Is there anything you can remember that's really stuck in your mind that someone shouted at you?
There's a few things that have stuck in my mind, like I'm not sure I can repeat a lot of them, but like I used to get, up until recently, it's like, oh, you've got school in the morning, because I must have a baby face, something like that. It's like, all right, okay. If that's the best you can come up with, that's fair enough. There was one when I was on loan at Shrewsbury, and it was a playoff semi-final, and it was just one of them games where I was like unbeatable. I was like saved penalties, I saved 2 in the shootout as well, saved them in the game, and just like, I think they had like 26 shots on target or something ridiculous, and we went 3 on penalties.
Is that what you do? Any time they get a bear down on goal, you just go, nah, this is like. Does it feel different those games?
It gets to a stage where like you've literally done, like say, because we went into extra time, so we've done 90 minutes, 110 minutes where you've done it, and they're still throwing everything, going like, just don't mess it up now, like just stick, like just see it out kind of thing. So I think if you say like you feel invincible, that's a slippery slope where you can start doing silly things, start getting carried away, and that's something that I feel like I'm quite good at. Keep it, yeah.
You see, like a striker will walk off the pitch. We might have won, but they'll be livid that they scored.
Yeah.
Do you get that if we've won, but you ain't kept a clean sheet?
A little bit, yeah. Like 6-1 never helps a goalie, even if you've won 6-1. But like, I think the thing is, like goalkeepers get a lot of stick for being a bit mad. But strikers are the most fragile human beings in the world. They're so fragile. Like, you see, like they'll put one wide and it's like, oh, sulk about, and it's like, you get away with it at the top end. Like, you can't do that in goal. So I do think there's obviously a little bit of weirdness with goalies, but it's up the other end that you need to worry about. I think obviously you look at like worldwide and stuff. You've got like someone like Oblak, or I think in the Premier League, I quite like Kasper Schmeichel. I think he's not necessarily underrated, because obviously everyone knows how good he is, but there's like, sometimes goalkeepers get talked about as like these special talents, or special because they do fancy things. And I think like, you look at someone like Schmeichel, he can do that, but he's consistently good, like 8 out of 10 every week. And for me, that's like, in terms of goalkeeping, that's what I aspire to be. I'm never going to be the best footballer on a team. It's not going to happen. So I need to be the best at what I do, and that's what I like, appreciate the consistency of someone like Schmeichel, where you know what you're getting. It wouldn't really be a cheap meal, but like something like steak and chips or something like that. Yeah, like I like a good steak.
Not fries or anything. You want big?
Yeah, like restaurant, not like I make at home, like restaurant chips, like where you get them and they're like stacked up in nice little boxes like that, and you just smash through it or something like that.
And what about the steak? What are you saying? Sauce, béarnaise or?
Peppercorn maybe, yeah.
Very cultured.
Yeah, no, not really steak and chips. Steak and chips is like old school, isn't it? Don't really eat much cereal, but my youngest is into like Lucky Charms, and on the odd occasion I'll like have a little go at them, and they're unbelievable. Like, you forget how good they were. Like, you had when you were a kid, and they kind of like disappeared for 20 years, and then suddenly they're appearing again, and then so yeah.
But with them, do you just take with a marshmallow bit?
No, he does. Like, Finn, you got to eat that because you're not having any more. He's like, I want some more. He's like, you're not having any more until you eat the actual cereal. You can't have marshmallows for breakfast, mate.
You should just sell a pot of
Yeah, a pot of them, yeah. They would make a killing, wouldn't they?
Wouldn't it?
Probably Predators, like maybe like the second or third like generation of them when they came out, and they were like, I think it's like obviously like there's Dan Beckles with like the big like thick stripe came down the foot, and I used to love them. Little tongue, yeah.
You see, like you get like winger boots.
Yeah.
You get like centre half boots. I always think like the World Cups or maybe like post that. Are they like keeper? But what's good for a keeper?
Well, probably like 20 years ago, it would have been something like a World Cup or something like that, you know, like because you just got it and just smashed it as long as you can. Whereas now you've got to like play a little bit more, so like coloured boots. Like it feels weird. Like occasionally I'll have like black boots and it feels weird, like having black boots, like looking down at your feet and stuff. So I think it has. Not sure about goalies in vapours. No. You don't have to run fast enough or far enough for that, but like I think you can get away with pretty much anything now. I'm into like quite series and stuff like that, so I think one of my favourites of all time is probably like Sopranos, something like that, like favourite boxer. You never got into it?
Nah, I never watched it. Have you Breaking Bad?
No, I've never watched that, no.
I gave up.
Yeah, I got told it was a bit slow, so yes, I think Sopranos all time, and at the minute, I've not really got anything on the go. But like, I get a lot of time in the afternoon, so I kind of like, it all blends into one. Like, I think I've completed Netflix. Like, yeah, I should get like a little medal or something. Like, it's just like the competitiveness. I'm like so competitive, and I think like to come in every day and like try and get better and try and compete with people and win games of football and stuff. That's like, I'm not really. Well, I'm not at all really a flashy person or anything like that, so like people talk about the things that come with it, and it's like, yeah, a lot of that's nice, but I'd still do it without that, and like that's, so yeah, it's the competing, being able to scream at someone and not getting like a letter home or something, like being able to like literally get in someone's face and it not be an issue. I quite like that. Yeah, you get away with murder. It's like I've never had to grow up. There's quite a few, it's a really good group. I think like there's lads that I can have a conversation with, and there's lads that I can just watch. Like, talk about reality TV, like some of these lads, I would love to watch them in their house because I don't know how they'd survive it. Rico's like, honestly, I don't know how he survives. Great lad.
Josh De Silva just tells him when he has to be at places and what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's like, he needs someone to hold his hand. He's unbelievable. I think like Brian and Buemo just makes me laugh. He's so funny. Like without meaning to be, sometimes he's just a funny character. And like because he's so funny, when he sulks, it makes me laugh even more. Because it's like he goes like from like laughing, and you can hear him all over the training ground. So like he'll put one wide and he sulks, and it's just like it's the best thing ever. Like, I love stuff like that. But yeah, we were
like shouting at the most.
Shouting at the most. I think that's just a general thing. I like shouting at people, but yeah, quite like shouting at Sergi because he always goes, "Yeah, you're right," like whilst running away. Like, yeah.
Never has to go back.
No. To be fair, I don't mind that though. I quite like that. Like I say about young players, sometimes they think I'm shouting at them because like I don't like them, and it's not. Like I've no issue whatsoever. Like I'm as happy shouting at Henrik as I am at someone who's young and coming through the B team. It doesn't really make a difference to me. It's all the same. I quite like stuff like science, like interesting, but it wasn't like.
You want to go in too deep?
Yeah, I'm not like thinking. I quite like the idea of it more than actually doing it.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't want you to test me on it.
No, you want to get fun sometimes out.
Yeah, like messing around with stuff like that, and like setting things on fire and like seeing what happens and things like that. But apart from that, not a narcissist. That escalated a bit mad, didn't it? That went a bit mad. Yeah, I like burning stuff. But yeah, just like I like the experiments, but I don't like learning what's actually happening.